Okay, got a question for you. Have you ever noticed how the same objections seem to follow you around no matter what appointment you go to, what part of town, those like the same ones keep coming? So if a homeowners keep telling you, "Hey, I need to think about it. We're getting other bids." Uh, it's just the thing is it's just not them, the uncomfortable truth. Raise your hand if you're ready for some uncomfortable truth in this episode. You attract who you are. So today we're going to be breaking down what I call the sales mirror effect, how your own mindset is shaping the way that homeowners respond to you. So that is what we're going to be getting in today. I am excited to be here on another episode of Close It Now. We're going to dive into some cool stuff. First, let's feature a review that came in the last few days. First of all, I just appreciate every single person who has listens to this podcast. It is growing like crazy, and I'm so thankful and grateful for every single one of you. So this review comes in, it's a 5-star review, and it comes in from Alistair Joyce. Hey, thank you so much, Alistair. He leaves 5 stars. He says, 5 stars isn't even enough. What Sam brings to the home services industry is priceless. Thank you, Sam. And so I appreciate that very much. Make sure, Alistair, that you reach out to me if you hear this podcast and hear me mention your name, because for everybody, if you don't know, if you leave me a review, leave me a 5-star review and I read it on, or any star, but I love 5-star reviews. But leave me a review and I read it online and you hear on an episode and you hear it, message me and you get a free coaching session, a free 1-hour coaching session. So thank you so much, Alistair. I appreciate it. Pop me a message, brother. I know that you are a regular listener, and we will get scheduled for your coaching session. So stoked about that. Next thing on the docket is what is in your cup today. And what's in your cup is, let's see, we've got some Nespresso. This is more Rosso Cafe. This is the Obsidian of espresso pods. This intensity is 11. It is smooth and intense, dark roast. It's delicious. I tell you, I am just so blown away by this Rosso Cafe, Rosso. It was a really cool pack that I ordered that had a bunch of different levels, strengths of coffee in. Man, these Nespresso pods are great. It's just a good dang espresso. So, everybody, what is in your cup today? Are you drinking tea? Are you drinking coffee? Are you drinking kombucha? Are you booching it up out there? Stay hydrated. It's starting to warm up a little bit here in Austin. It's going to be over 80 today. Here in the next day or two, it's going to be over 90. So we're starting to get there, everybody. It is springtime in Texas. I know it's springtime where you're at. So, everybody, let's take a drink of what is in your cup. 3, 2, 1. All right. I love getting the opportunity to have a drink together with everybody. It's really fun to get to do this. If you're on YouTube, you get to watch me and do it as well. So make sure everybody that's on YouTube, go like and subscribe, and appreciate that. Leave some comments on there as well. For everybody else, if you're not following the YouTube channel, go follow the YouTube channel. I would appreciate that very much. I need to grow that a little bit. And so rocking out. Last order of business is the Close It Now Bootcamp, Relentless, the Ultimate Sales Transformation, May 6th, 7th, and 8th. I'm pretty sure that we are locked on those dates. We have got some tickets that need to get sold for this event now. So go to closeitnowbootcamp.com. That's closeitnowbootcamp.com. It is the event of the year. It's going to blow your ever-loving mind what we are doing at this event and how transformational it's going to be in your life and your business to blow past those upper limits that where you think you've maxed out. I'm here to tell you, you're not even close. There's so much more left there's so much more to go. There's so much more to learn. More importantly, there's so much more for you to achieve because you believe that you can do it. And that's one of the things that we're going to really dive into at this event is helping you helping you see what is possible, and not just see what's possible, but actually give you the actionable steps to literally step out and do it. So I'm stoked about the event. CloseItNowBootcamp.com. Go get your tickets there. They are moving fast. So the room is going to fill up at 60 people, and it is going to be very, very, very hands on. I'm going to take you through a lot of the things that you need. No, a lot of things. Take you through everything you need to have a system start to finish. You're going to get the course workbook. You get a digital downloads. We're gonna do some crazy cool stuff though. So super stoked about it. Close It Now Bootcamp. You've got to get there. So let's get into this episode a little bit. What is the sales mirror effect? Well, the main thing is, when we're talking about when talking to our homeowners, and this doesn't matter what if it's HVAC or it's plumbing, if it's electrical, if your garage doors, your windows, your siding, gutters, irrigation, whatever. It doesn't matter. The main thing is in the sales mirror effect, buyers don't just respond to what you say, they respond to what you believe. This is very, very, very tangible, right? Sales just isn't, it's not about scripts, it's not about techniques, it's about who you are when you deliver them. This is the going behind the script part. Yes, we have to learn scripts. Yes, we have to role play them, but honestly, that's entry level, right? That's elementary. Yes, of course we should know how to handle an objection. If they say I want to think about it, yes, of course we should know how to handle that. There's only 3 or 4 objections we ever get that are really objections. If you haven't learned in 8 or 10 years of doing sales how to handle 3 bids and think about it, and got to talk to so and so, talk to my spouse, talk to some significant other, and how to handle price. I mean, those are the only buckets that we ever get, right? Truly. And so, yes, absolutely. We've got scripting for that. We've got verbiage for that. But that's kind of like sales 101, right? That's sales 101. Sales 102 is learning how to handle that. The deeper level of sales is not the performance of an hour. This is what sales is not. It's not just showing up, flipping the switch, becoming somebody you're not for 45 minutes or an hour and a half, and then shutting that switch off and going back to being someone else. If that is who you are and that's what you do, no wonder you're not making sales, because people can feel that a mile away. That is completely inauthentic. So what we're talking about here when we say work to become someone worth buying from, what that means is when we all know that person that walks in the room, everybody flocks to them because they want to do business with them. Why? Because they're the type of person people just want to be around. Right? Sales is not the performance of an hour, it's the overflow of your life. When you have all of the things in your life in agreement, when you live by your ethics, your code of ethics, and you live by your integrity, when you do all of that and you show up in your own life first before anyone else, when you put that oxygen mask on yourself, when you take care of your relationships and you grow them, when you're intentional about your nutrition and you're intentional about your fitness regime, and when you're intentional about your personal growth, you do it on a daily. You're intentional about your spiritual practice, whatever that is. Has nothing to do about a certain religion or anything like that. It's everything to do with whatever you believe in, your core beliefs. Are you acting in alignment with those things to show up in your power for you first, for your community, for your family, for your community? Are you showing up in a way that you know that you're called to do? Or are you living that, 50%, 60%, 70% life, right? What are you doing? Are you choosing the easy for now to make your life hard? Or if you choose the hard, consistent things, the things that take discipline, if you choose that now, life will be easier in the future. So it's your choice. But you're choosing, when you choose not to do something, you're choosing for your life to be harder later. So remember that. so sales is the overflow of a life. Your subconscious beliefs are being projected right back at you when you have those, when you have those moments, right? When we have that everything that's going on there. And I lost my notes. I made notes for this episode. Um, but so everything that we do, it's being reflected back at you. How they respond is everything. And it's really incredible when we recognize this and it happens. So I've got some framework for you. The attract who you are. The so let's talk about this a little bit. When you are going through your appointments, start to track this. Start to track the data. If you're not tracking your own data, then if we don't measure it, you can't manage it. So you have to start by measuring. So quick crash course in, because I know a lot of you are brand new, and I talk to a lot of you all across the country. So for all of you veterans, absolutely, I know you're tracking this. Let's talk to all the new people for a minute and make sure everybody's on the same page with what we should be tracking. So the things to track are, when we're tracking a KPI, if you don't know what a KPI is, it's a key performance indicator, or we're tracking our metrics, which are just your sales numbers. The things to track are, of course, close rate is one. So you have your total number of appointments that you saw. You got your total number of appointments that sold. So your close percentage is just exactly that, as a percentage. Take your total number of jobs sold, divide it by the total number of appointments, multiply by 100, and you've got your close percentage. So that's one of the first metrics. Second metric is your average ticket. You need to know what your average sell is. How much money you're making when you make a sell, right? What is the average? Because with an average, then we can work on increasing it, work on a baseline. And so those are the two. There's a third number that a lot of people like to talk about, which is your total volume across 12 months. Honestly, that's cool, but every market is different. All the price points are different. A much better number to talk about than just your total volume, because I'll tell you, somebody who does, 3 or 4 million a year in, a very rural area that doesn't get as many appointments as somebody right in the heart of an urban city center can be a way better closer than somebody that does 7 or 8 million, but they just see 3 times as many appointments, right? Or vice versa. So a better number than total overall volume is average dollar per lead. This is the great equalizer. This is the one where somebody that does an insane amount of volume, somebody does low amount of volume, we find out who is higher, who's more valuable to the company this way. Oh, so to get that number, you just take your total number of appointments divided by your total volume in sales, and that's going to tell you, by dollars, that's going to tell you every single time you knock on the door, if it sells or not, this is how much money the company gets. This is how much revenue you're bringing in. Your average dollar per lead. So that is the great equalizer. I love that number for a lot of reasons, but it's a great way to compare and contrast, and be able to measure yourself against everyone else. So that's the big one. But so you got to start somewhere. We got to start with measuring those numbers. So let's get back to the attract who you are idea. So when you're measuring and when you're tracking things, start getting intentional. Figure out what objection, because we're in sales, we have to figure out how to overcome objections. Objections are just, it's no different than if you were a technician trying to figure out, okay, this particular brand of furnace has this one particular brand of inducer motor that always has this problem that it's difficult to figure out. Until you figure out that problem, then you can do it over and over again. Objections are the same, right? Objections are very much the same. So start tracking what objections you're getting in your appointments. Don't just go by feel and say, well, I think this was the objection. That's just guessing. And we don't believe in guesswork here at Close It Now. Remember, we believe in accuracy and details. So start tracking it. Keep yourself a journal. Keep yourself a log. With that, you're going to start tracking what the objections are. If you get I want to think about it a lot, it's an indicator. So when you're tracking this data, when you're tracking data and a pattern starts to appear, When a pattern starts to emerge or a trend starts to emerge in your data, that is the time to take a moment, recognize it, and then turn inward. Because I would be willing to bet that if you're getting a lot of, I need to think about it, ask yourself, do you hesitate on decisions? Do you struggle with commitment in any area of your life? And I'd be willing to bet that you do. And so people are showing up in your life as your clients in mirrored response to how you are as a person. Raise your hand if this is making sense. I know you're in Drive Time University. Everybody rocking out Drive Time University. So grateful for you. But this is important. Pay attention. Let's fix it, right? So if this is a struggle of yours, if you get, I want to think about it a lot, and you recognize that, yeah, you do hesitate on decisions, you struggle with some commitment in any area of your life, here's an easy thing to start doing. Work on yourself first. What's the Gandhi's famous quote? Be the change you want to see in the world. So to fix it, start making faster, more decisive choices in your own life, small or big, it doesn't matter. When you go to the restaurant, decide on what you're going to order quickly and stay with the decision. That's a great place to start. But start making faster, more decisive choices. Build that muscle in yourself, and you will find that the I want to think about it from your clients will start to dissipate and they'll start to go away. Can confirm this is exactly what happens. This is why top performers don't get one of the reasons top performers don't get the same type of objections, because I can guarantee it, the very best salespeople you know anywhere across the country in any industry, the very best salespeople you know make quick decisions and they buy things quickly. If somebody comes to me with a well executed sales process, I'm probably buying. Just how it is. Now, if somebody comes to me with a broken sales process, I'm going to rip it to shreds. But if somebody comes to me and knows what they're doing, I'm more than likely I'm going to buy. And every great salesperson is the same because they appreciate the value of saving time. So do people. So that's F1. If you're want to think about it, evaluate yourself. Number 2, right? If we're getting 3 bids, Hey, we're going to get 5 bids. Hey, we just want to do my due diligence here. Got to be transparent with you. I'm going to be getting other bids on this thing. I mean, everybody has the same. It's like everybody has this loop of the same words that they play over and over and over when we're in the house. So ask yourself, are you always price shopping and looking for the best deal, quote unquote? Is that you? Are you price shopping for that? Are you the person that's always looking for that coupon online? Here's how to fix it. Stop being the customer who always shops around. Commit to premium choices in your own life, and your clients will commit to premium choices when they show up for you. This is incredible how this works, and I can guarantee you this works. Try this. Number 3, can you email me the quote? Right? Can you email me the quote? It always sounds the same. Yep, the company's great. You're awesome. The project makes sense. We got to think about it. Can you email it to me and we'll get back to you in a few days? It's like, did they all read from the same notes? That every homeowner says the same thing. But so can you email me the quote? So ask yourself, this is really crucial. Do you avoid confrontation and tough conversations? Do you avoid confrontation and tough conversations in your own life? Are you scared to confront somebody? When you know you need to deal with things in your life or business, do you avoid them and put them off, or do you just immediately handle them? I would be willing to bet if you get a lot of the, hey, I got to think about it, can you email me the quote? There is a good chance that you probably avoid confrontations and tough conversations in your own life. So here's the fix. Start tackling those difficult decisions head on in all areas of your life. And the reason all of this is important, the reason all of this works is because how you do anything is how you do everything. And as you identify the places in your life where you're mirroring something like this that you don't want, look inside and fix it in yourself The coolest thing is going to happen. So it's good to more than one thing is going to happen, but one is your clients, of course, are going to stop showing up with those objections. But two, you get to up level as a person because now you're figuring out where in me is this showing up, and you get to up level to become that better person, to become that person worth buying from. Because remember, so so here's a 5 quick ways to can break the cycle and kind of rewire your mindset around this. So number one is you've got to reframe your identity. You're not just a salesperson. You're not just a comfort advisor. You're not just a project manager. Or you're not just a technician. You're a trusted advisor. You are a trusted advisor. So act like that. Act like the professional in the home. Number two, upgrade your own buying habits. Start making confident, value-based decisions in your own life. Commit to premium choices and confident, value-based decisions in your own life. Upgrade your own buying habits, and the people that you serve will upgrade theirs as well. Number three, get comfortable with investment. Stop thinking about your price as expensive. It is an investment for the homeowner. As many times as I've said it, as many people as I work with, you've got to completely divorce yourself from the number. I have this conversation all the time. Stop selling, stop allowing them to buy, stop selling to them based on what you can afford. It doesn't freaking matter. The numbers don't matter. There's two main things that determine the price of a project. One, the size and condition of the home, and they decided that when they bought it. You have nothing to do with that. So the size and the condition of the home is step one. If it needs a lot of work, it needs a lot of work. If it needs a little work, it needs a little work. The second thing is what all they want to include in the project. Again, is yes, we have influence over it, but we're still has nothing to do with the numbers. What do they want to include in the project? What level of equipment? What level of package do they want to go with? What level of accessories? They decide that, and so we're the tour guide, but they decide what to include. If the price is too high, we have the conversation around what are we not doing. We don't have the conversation around, well, can we make the price cheaper for the same thing? That's a totally different conversation. So get comfortable with investment. Stop thinking about your price as expensive. It is an investment for the homeowner. Number 4, master the pause. This is important. The power of the pause is incredible for emphasis, for allowing homeowners to process things in their mind. When homeowners hesitate, when you give the price, don't rush to fill the silence. Let them process it. The first to talk loses. This is the power of negotiation. The first to talk loses. Let them fill the silence first. So when you present a price and they say something like, wow, that's a high price, just stare. That's not a question. They're just giving commentary. Not everything they say needs a response. Now, if they ask a question, why are you so much higher? Then you can answer. Then you can say, well, we're not so much higher. First question would be compared to what? But we're not this much higher. We're this much better. Can I share with you why? Right? Or would you like to hear why more of your neighbors use us even though we're that much higher? Right? So when they hesitate, but don't rush to fill the silence. When they give you a commentary or they just look at it, be silent. Just be quiet and let them process. They've never seen this. They've never seen the presentation. They've never seen the numbers before, more than likely. And we see it every day, so it's common. They're taking it in for the first time. We know what we're looking at. They're taking it in for the first time. If I could tell you, if you don't learn anything else from this particular podcast, it would be slow down. Go slower than you've ever gone. Take more time than you've ever taken and give more gaps in the communication, give more silence breaks, and let them process. And you will find they'll come to their own conclusions before you can over explain something. So that's number 4. Number 5, this is a big one. Train yourself to lead the conversation. That's the whole point of having a sales system to start with, is so you have a roadmap for exactly where you're starting and where you're going and all the checkpoints in between. So if you project certainty, confidence, and control, buyers will naturally follow that. So they are an exact mirror of the way that you show up. So when if it's only weird if you make it weird. If you show up in confidence and certainty that you know that you have the best solutions for them, that confidence and certainty is going to rub off. And then we just move straight through the process. So how you show up is how they're going to show up. If you show up frustrated or angry at the last person, how do you think the new client's going to be? You've got to show up reset, mentally strong, and ready to move forward at every single one of your appointments. Winston Churchill, the famous quote, success is going from failure to failure with no lack of enthusiasm. So very, very much fits here. So those are the 5 ways. So recapping real quick, the 5 ways to break the cycle and to rewire your mindset. 1, reframe your identity. You are a trusted advisor. Number 2, upgrade your own buying habits. Commit to making premium purchases. Make confident, value-based decisions in your own life. Number 3, get comfortable with investment. Stop thinking about your price as expensive. It is an investment for the homeowner, and you start investing in your own life. If you start investing in your own life, guess what? They're going to invest in theirs. Number 4, master the pause. When homeowners hesitate, don't rush to fill that silence. Just let them process. Then number 5, train yourself to lead the conversation. The responsibility of a professional salesperson, the responsibility of a professional is to guide the conversation to a desired outcome. That is your responsibility as a professional. So start acting like it, start showing up like it, practice like a professional. Stop taking this, if you practice at 60%, you're only going to get at 60% results. If you practice full out, you get full out results. So, want to see proof this works? So here's my challenge to every single one of you. For the next 7 days, track the objections you hear most often. Then look at your own habits and see where you are giving off the same energy. I definitely want to hear about your results. You can shoot me a message on Instagram at The Real Close It Now. You can email me, sam@closeitnow.net, or go join the Facebook group and pop a message in there. Shoot me a message over Facebook. I totally want to hear what you think about this challenge, and if you see it showing up in your life, because this is an important topic that nobody talks about. So now here's the thing: if you want to go deeper and fix this for good, then get your ticket to the Relentless, the ultimate sales transformation. Go to closeitnowbootcamp.com. Go grab your ticket. That is going to sell out. It is going to be incredible. So go get your ticket there. We'll fix this like once and for all for you. And if you've got some value from today's episode, in the show notes, there is a link to Google. I would love, love, love if you would drop me a 5-star review. It will help us reach more sales pros like you. So make sure you like this episode, share it to all of the people in your life that could use this extra tip that will help them out. Share the podcast, invite people to the Facebook group, and get your butt to the boot camp. It is going to change your life. So everybody, this whole episode, this is a big one. This is hard, right? So you know how we end this, and more so than ever, when we're working on this type of thing, when we're going internal, this is what we mean when we say work to become someone worth buying from. Because when you become that person, you walk in the room, people want to do business with you no matter what. So until next time, everybody, you go be someone worth buying from.